I'm Lynsey Robinson, and I'm running for State Senate in Legislative District 12. I appreciate the invitation to speak today and consider it an honor to have your ear. I know there's a lot of issues surrounding our nation today, and our state is at the center of the battle. While our nation is in mourning with the loss of one of the most iconic Supreme Court justices, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, our party is under fire. But I want to address what it means to be a Democrat, what it means to me to be a Democrat. In 1990, the then Senator Joe Biden introduced the Violence Against Women Act, known as VAWA, in the United States Congress. This act was a landmark piece of legislation that changed the way our country responded to domestic violence and sexual assault. VAWA changed law enforcement practices, improved the criminal justice system, and created a network of services for victims. The bill established new federal crimes of interstate domestic violence and stalking, and doubled the penalties for repeat offenders. And it sparked the passage of laws at the state level to protect victims. This was the very act that, when passed in 1994, that protected me, a former dreamer who had entered the US at the age of 8 from deportation. This was the act that allowed me to get a college education and later to seek the path of becoming a lawyer. That path was not without its challenges. And as I found myself contemplating, due to the lack of financial aid that I was not able to receive, I was finding myself contemplating withdrawing from school, as I was attending law school in Michigan almost 10 years prior. At that time, I was told by the financial aid counselor that the VAWA Act was not intended to benefit women who are seeking higher education degrees, that the act was only intended to help women become self-sufficient. A college degree does that, and I had two. But I believe that even women who survive abuse have a right to become whatever they want. And I was not willing to accept a glass ceiling. I will die breaking every bone to help shatter that ceiling. I hung on looking for any sign because President Obama's message about the audacity of hope resonated with me. And in 2010, during the Obama-Biden administration, President Obama signed the Healthcare and Education Reconciliation Act. The student lending overhaul played a major role in my academic journey, and the new legislation allowed students like myself to borrow directly from the federal government. In doing so, the government cut both the interest rates and the red tape that prevented me from obtaining the loans that I needed to complete law school. Dr. Jill Biden, a lifelong educator, was quoted saying that she knows how important these reforms will be to our higher education system. Believe me, when I, along with the chorus of others, when we tell you that we know Joe. I know Joe because he saw me when I was invisible, and he fought for me when I had a life free from He fought for me to have a life free from exploitation, whereby breaking the cycle of violence and poverty that traps women in circumstances that are similar to my background. That is because as much as we know Joe, Joe knows us. The work that is done for the work is not done for me simply because I was able to overcome the hurdles when I became an attorney. Just the opposite. The work has just begun. The late Justice Ginsburg said, I tell law students, if you're going to be a lawyer and just practice your profession, then you have a skill, very much like a plumber. But if you want to be a true professional, you'll do something outside of yourself, something that makes life a little better for people less fortunate than you. That's why I took the job working at Legal Aid, to help those without the means to afford legal representation get access to justice. And that's why I'm here today. It's not enough to arrive. We must bring and uplift and amplify the voices around us. The right legislation transforms, it empowers, and it impacts lives like mine. And that's what it means to me to be a Democrat. And that's why I have chosen to run for office. Justice Ginsburg's legacy must not die. Today we mourn, but on November 3rd, we will elect Joe Biden. We will elect Mark Kelly. We will elect Joan Green. We will hopefully elect Lynsey Robinson and myself and every Democrat on the ballot, all the way down ballot. Vote all the way down ballot and encourage your neighbors and your friends and your family to do the same. Thank you so much.